Hey bookworms, it's Johnny. How are you guys doing? Thanks for stopping by on another monthly recap of mine. Uh, I'm Johnny. I'm a horror, sci-fi, and fantasy author, and I'm kind of using these videos as a way to get better at talking in front of a camera, as well as give a little recap on personal tidbits, writing projects I'm doing, and books that I read in like the past month. So let's not waste any time. Let's dive right in. So, um, April's over. That was quick. Does anyone have a time machine I could borrow, like just really quick, or maybe like an entire lifetime? Yeah, there's just not enough time in the day, honestly, for me lately. Um, but a lot of good things happened. So, as for the first bit, I got into grad school. Yeah. So I've been trying for about 6 months to get into grad school, and it's been kind of an uphill journey. And yeah, I finally got a school to accept my application. Wow, I make it sound like I have a really bad track record, but I really don't. Promise. No, but I'm really excited about it. And I will be starting. The program is for library science, so I'm really excited about that. And I just want every part of what I do, every part of my day, to be about something that I'm really passionate about. And I feel that this is the right direction for me, and things are finally turning up. Yeah, so it's really great news. I also got my first COVID shot. Yay! I didn't have any side effects or symptoms that people have been talking about, so that's good. I get the second one in a couple days, and yeah, I hear that that's really where everybody's getting the symptoms and side effects. So, I mean, I'll take my chances. I mean, it's so worth it. I'm definitely an advocate of getting vaccinated. But yeah, I mean, if it ends up with a day away from work, well, I wouldn't say no to that. So, no, but I am really excited because uh, I'll be ready in time for my birthday, which is 2 weeks after I get my second COVID shot. So I'll be able to spend more time around family and friends and like catch up with everybody. Versus last year, just kind of like holding up and being like, nobody, come close, you know. So yeah, it's really exciting, and yeah, just overall, those are my personal developments. So, yeah, good stuff. Yeah, so let's get into writing. So, I have um, a couple little updates first. So, I think in my last video, I'm not 100% sure, but I think that I mentioned that I was going to try to do some Amazon ads. I read a marketing book um, back in March, and it really gave me the confidence I needed to try it out because I had no idea what I was doing. And so basically, I face planted the entire thing. Yeah, it was not a successful Amazon ad experience my first time around, which is fine. I did some extra research, and I kind of figured out, what went wrong. So I did certain things right, but there are other elements. Uh, Basically, I read another marketing book, and yeah, that's that. I'll get more into that with my reads, um, but it's not as simple as it seems to be. Yeah. So another thing that I was also doing this past month was testing out promo sites. So basically, there are tons of sites that have huge subscriber bases, and if your book is like on sale or really really new, um, they'll let you for a small fee. They'll let you um, be on their newsletters that they send out, and usually I think they mostly send out daily ones. Um, So yeah, I tested a bunch of them out, and the good news is, every single one that I vetted out, they worked. So I mean, that's some really good news. I was hoping to like weed out some of them, but they were all really great. So I'm like, I mean, that's good too. Cool. Yeah. So, um, I I will be kind of like dialing that down a little bit as summer approaches, just because I want to get out more a little bit, and focus a little bit more on writing than so much promotional stuff and marketing. Yeah. So that's that for little tidbits. Now, on to the nitty gritty. So, as you may or may not know, I'm currently working on an LGBT horror novel I'm calling The Ruins right now. And so I made a lot of really great progress in the past month. Last time, I think I said I was around like chapter 4 or something. And I was like, uh, basically, yes, I'm still in the plotting phase, but what I described last time was that um, the my version of plotting was really in depth, and I was going over like nitty, like tiny little details. And so this past month, I decided to kind of just like throw that out because it was just taking too long, and I wanted to make some real progress towards having a completed, uh, maybe not completely realized plot, but just to be closer to the end of the plot. So I kept everything a little bit more vague this time, and it really helped because I got through chapters 5 through, I think it was 13, which is the end of the second act. So now all that I have left is the third act to kind of, move things around. I did jot down some notes that I already knew. Like, for instance, I knew the ending, of course. I always know the ending. It's the best part, right? um, no, but there are still some gaps there, but I'm going to definitely be filling that in the next week or two. Um, the hard thing with plotting is that when you reach a certain point, not everything just comes to you. Like, I had these little gaps in the third act, and I'm just like, okay, I could try to, like type it out and like brainstorm, and sometimes that'll fix the issue, but sometimes it doesn't do anything. So I guess we'll find out. So fingers crossed. I'm not sure. I always try to keep like a good headspace of like when publication may occur, because I always like to think of the future. But I'm thinking if I'm lucky, I'll publish that one this year. I am kind of doubting it, but we'll see. We'll see. And I also have kind of a surprise development in that I came up with another story idea this month. So, I know, random, right? It's kind of how inspiration works. So yeah, it hit me in the most random way, as usual. And I was listening to the Real Life Ghost Stories podcast, which I highly recommend because they have really great spooky stories. If you like chills, thrills kind of stuff, check them out. But no, I was listening to them and I got this idea, and I immediately just was like, this is it, this is it, this is a hit. So I started writing it down like a crazy person. And it's a really cool idea. So right now I'm calling it Resurgence, and it's a like witchy horror, Halloween themed short story. And if you know me, you know how much I love Halloween. Oh my god, I love Halloween so much. But no, I'm just really excited about the project because it's kind of like a quickie kind of thing I can hash out in a few months. And so the idea came to me like mid-April, and I really got to work really fast because I was kind of in one of those gap periods with the ruins, with the plot. So, yeah, things have been going really well. I have the plot pretty much, figured out. And I have started doing, the writing for the first draft. And something I'm kind of testing out like the past day or two has been sprints. I don't know if any of you know what that is, but basically a writing sprint is where you focus solely on just getting the writing done for like I think it's like 25 minutes and then a 5-minute break. I've been listening to a lot of Abby Emmons on YouTube. Forgive me if I'm wrong. But yeah, I've been trying that out to, write a little bit faster, and I think it's working. So yeah, good stuff. So I'm really excited about that development as well. So that's pretty much it for writing. One last thing, if you do like chills and thrills and good story, definitely consider becoming a part of my ARC review team. It's a little gift from me to you. If you'd like to review books that you've read, it's basically a way to get my newest releases for free digitally, and I'll basically let you know when something's going to come out, and then you get to read it, and then you review it and tell the world what you think, and then we call it a day. So if that sounds like something you're into, definitely check it out. There will be links in the description. Yeah, so very cool. So on to reading. This month I went overboard. Does that really surprise you? Because if you've been looking at any of my other videos, you know that I always struggle to like contain myself. I just get so excited when I'm reading. So I'm just going to go over a quick little list of the books that I read this month. Let's see. So, Lock and Key series by Joe Hill. The Uncanny Raven Winston by Tammy Painter. Preludes and Nocturnes by Neil Gaiman. Amazon Ads Unleashed by Robert Ryan. And The Called by MD New. So, it was kind of a mixed bag this month. Usually I can gauge a book and whether or not I'm going to like it. But it doesn't always work. So, but above and beyond, my favorite was the Lock and Key series. Oh my gosh, you guys, it is so amazing. If you watched the Netflix adaptation, it's good, but it's nothing compared to the graphic novels, and I mean it. I buddy read them with Misty from Misty's Book Space. She's really cool, so check her stuff out too. It was just amazing. It was like a magical journey. I loved discovering each new key. I was like, oh my gosh, what's it gonna do? What's the story behind it? What crazy stuff is gonna happen? And it was like that through like all 6 graphic novels. So I have nothing but great things to say about it. Definitely one of my favorites. So if that's something you think you'd be into, definitely check it out. Another close second, I would say, would be the Amazon Ads Unleashed. And this kind of ties into what I said earlier, where I had issues with my first Amazon ad. It just broke it down into like all the elements that comprise an Amazon ad and how it's kind of like a balancing act. And so, it also gave plenty of, great examples. Like for me, my impressions were high and my clicks were really low. And I was like, well, what does that even mean? It means like a ton of people are seeing it, but nobody's clicking, but why aren't they? And so it gives more thought to that. And so I definitely highly recommend it if you want to understand Amazon ads even better. Maybe try a more basic, marketing book on it first, like I did, but it's not necessarily going to guarantee that it'll work. So just something you could try. And so moving on to my least favorite book of the month, that was Preludes and Nocturnes by Neil Gaiman, which is surprising to me because I have Coraline and Stardust and a bunch of different stuff on my shelves from him. I don't know, it was just something of a disconnect for me. for the most part, it was there are certain scenes to it that are so trippy it feels like an acid trip, and that just, I don't know, that just doesn't do it for me. And I did like the dark feel to it, but it just kind of felt random in spots, and I was like, what are we doing? So yeah, it was kind of confusing. I don't know. If you really like Neil Gaiman like I do, give it a shot. Maybe you'll love it. I didn't, but I still got through it. So that says something. I didn't DNF it. So, all right, you guys. Well, that's it for this video. Tune back in end of May, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.